Ready, set, go. All right. Hello. This is 60-minute align and flow Ashtanga based class. We're going to do some sun salutations. We're going to move and breathe. Take those deep breaths. It's called Ujjayi breathing. You want to breathe in and out through the nose. You want the nostrils to flare on the inhale, and it's like constriction of the back of the throat. And it's a really slow, intentional breath, maybe a count of 4. But if you find yourself not able to do the count of 4, no worries. Just keep breathing, though. Don't hold the breath. When you hold the breath, you hijack the nervous system, and you're going to become, just anxiety and stressed out over it. It's not worth that. So let's do some sun salutation A. So feet together, toes and heels touch if you can. Samastitihi. Chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed. The gaze is soft. Settle into your breath. Let's have a great practice. Inhale, stretch arms up, arch back, look up. Dway, exhale, you bow forward. Trini, inhale, you lengthen. Chatwari, exhale, step or jump back. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Knees can be down. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale for down dog. So maybe first downward facing dog. You move a little bit. Maybe come up onto the toes. The tippy toes stretch there. Maybe bend your knees and drop your hips to the right and the left. You could also lift one leg, bend the knee and open it up. Just kind of really start to move and stretch and feel your body. Really tune in. So a lot of times people think doing yoga or meditation, oh, I get to tune out. But really it's tuning in. It's kind of like, when you're trying to find that radio station and it's like all staticky, and then you find that radio station, your favorite song, and you tune in. So dial in, tune into your breath, tune into your body. Let's look between the hands. Sapta, inhale, step or jump up, look up, lengthen. Exhale, Ashto, bow forward. Nava, inhale, come to standing, stretch up, arch back, look up. Arms down by your sides, Samastitihi. So you reset here. Chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed. Relax the jaw, space between the teeth, tuning in. Ekam, inhale, stretch up. Dway, exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatwari, exhale, step or jump back, lower, count of 4, halfway you pause. Pancha for up dog or cobra. Shut, exhale, down dog. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. You're trying to breathe into the back of the rib cage and the sides of the rib cage, using full capacity of your lungs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's look between the hands. Sapta, inhale, step or jump up, lengthen. Ashto, exhale, bow. It's a dance. Trini, inhale, Nava, come up. Press palms together, arch back, look. Arms down by your side. So just an FYI, the words that I'm saying, the Ekam and Dway and Trini, those are just numbers, right? 1, 2, 3. It's a count. This practice is actually every breath is counted, and you're held accountable for your breaths and your movements. So let's go again. Ekam, inhale. Dway, exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Chatwari, exhale, step back, lower, halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Pancha, inhale for up dog or cobra. Shut, exhale for down dog. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Now everyone just bend your knees a little bit. Stick your butt up in the air a lot. Keep your butt up in the air and try to straighten your legs. Now, if your pelvis moves when you try to straighten the legs, then that means that you need to keep your knees bent for downward facing dog. Because if you have tight hamstrings, your pelvis is going to be in a more posterior tilt, and that's not going to be so good maybe for your SI joint, sacrum area, low back area. So make sure you either bend the knees if you need to. Let's look between the hands. Sapta, inhale, step or jump up, look up, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, come to standing, stretch up, arch back, look up. Oh, what a great day to be alive. Arms down by your side. Oh, spine says thank you already. Chest is lifted, shoulders relax. I love it. Inhale, Ekam, arms up. Dway, exhale, you bow. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatwadi, exhale, step or jump back, lower halfway, pause. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale for down dog. Breathe. So sun salutation, it's like a prayer, it's like a ritual. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax jaw, space between the teeth. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more here. Inhale and exhale. Let's Supta inhale, step or jump up, look up, lengthen. All that on one inhale. Ashto, you bow forward. 2, 3, 4. Nava, inhale, standing, stretch up, arch back. 4, and arms down by your side. 4. One more. Ekam, inhale, just like that. Looks beautiful. Dway, exhale, bow forward. Really tune in to what your body is feeling. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatwadi, exhale. Now this should be nice and strong. If you feel clunky, make sure you're putting your knees down. You don't have to go down halfway. You can just go a little bit. Inhale for cobra up dog. Exhale for down dog. So you can do a little baby chaturanga. If you don't have the strength yet, totally fine. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Let's up to inhale, step or jump up, lengthen. Exhale, bow forward. Nava, inhale, standing, stretch up, arch back, look up. Arms down by your side. Woo, so nice. Chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed. We move on to Surya Namaskar B. We're going to add in Utkatasana and Virabhadrasana A. Not Virabhadrasana A. Yes, Virabhadrasana A, Warrior 1. That's what I meant to say. All right, let's go. Ekam, inhale, sit to awkward pose, fierce pose, chair pose, whatever variation of that you want to take. Dway, exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, lengthen. The main thing is the breath. Without the breath, nothing else matters. Chaturanga Dandasana, you go. The exhale should be here. Now inhale for your cobra up dog. Shut, exhale, down dog. Now Supta, inhale, right foot forward, back heel down, warrior 1. Press palms, arch back, look up. Ashto, exhale, hands down, nice and smooth. You step back, lower, nice and smooth here, halfway. Nava, inhale for up dog. Dasha, exhale, down dog. Ekadasha, left foot forward, back heel down, warrior 1, left side. Virabhadrasana A, stretch out, press palms, look up. Good. Dwadasha, exhale, hands down, step back and lower, nice and smooth you go. Trayodasha, inhale, upward. Chaturdasha, exhale, down dog. Breathe. Again, reminding yourself to tune into the breath. Nostrils flare. If you've ever had to use like those sleeping strips, not sleeping strips, snoring strips on your nose, or even if you even know what those are, that's the idea. You're trying to flare the nostrils on the inhale. If you have deviated septum, any of those things, yes, that's going to be an issue, but still try your best. And actually, you might be able to improve some of the breath there. Let's look between the hands. Panchadasha, inhale, step or jump up, look up, lengthen. Shodasha, bow forward. Saptadasha, chair pose, Utkatasana. And Samasthiti, arms down by your side. So, chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed. Let's go again. Ekam, inhale, chair. Dway, exhale, you fold. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatpadi, exhale, step or jump back, lower. No saggy butts or heads. Watch the head. Tendency head is to drop down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale for down dog. Right foot forward, back heel down, warrior 1. Press palms, look up if you can. Keep the energy in the left leg, left butt cheek squeezes a little bit. Exhale, hands down. Step back, lower, nice and strong you go. Good. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Dasha, exhale, down dog. Ekadasha, left foot forward, back heel down, arms up, press palms, look up. Breathe. Dwadasha, exhale, step back and lower. Try to keep exhaling here. And then your big inhale. And your big exhale, downward facing dog. If you need rest, take child's pose. If you can stay in downward facing dog, stay in downward facing dog. But child's pose is great. You can breathe into the back of the rib cage there. You can do all the things. You can settle your breath, relax your jaw. So we want to make sure that we're able to take those deep breaths, getting oxygen in to feed all the 100 million living cells in our body. And on that exhale, letting go of carbon dioxide, toxic things we let go of on the exhale. Let's look between the hands. Panchadasha, step or jump up, look up, lengthen. Shodasha, exhale, bow forward. Saptadasha, chair pose. And Samastitihi, arms down by your side. Let's do one more, Surya Namaskar B. Here we go. Ekam, inhale, chair pose. Dwe, exhale, bow forward. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Chatpati, exhale, step or jump back. Stepping back is a beautiful thing, nice and controlled. You want control. Inhale, up, cobra, and exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, back heel down, warrior one. Press palms, look up. Good. Exhale, hands down, step back and lower. Halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. From your hips, from your belly, take your hips up and back, downward facing dog. From your hips, from your belly, step your left foot forward, warrior one. You'll have a lot more strength and control there if you come from the hips and belly. Exhale, hands down. Last time for a while. Step back, lower, nice and strong. Inhale for up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. Last time for a while. So if you need rest, take rest. Stay down dog if you can. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. So the exhale is just as important as the inhale. Letting go of carbon dioxide, toxic things, when we tune in to our bodies, we'll let go of toxic habits, toxic relationships. Although my relationship with queso dip is still ongoing. I can't seem to get rid of the queso dip relationship. I've had a threesome with queso dip and chips. Me, queso dips and chips. Oh, it's not good. Let's look between the hands, step or jump your feet forward. Lengthen on that inhale. Exhale, bow forward. Sit to chair pose. It tastes good, but it makes me feel awful. Stand all the way up, arms down by your side. Good. Take your feet about hip distance apart. And take a break first. Take some water. So if you really tune into your body, if you have bad habits, like I have with the queso and the dip, or the queso dip and the chips, my body says, not a good thing. Tastes good. And so there's that toxic pull of it tastes good, but it's not good for my body. And everything else we do, we can really just tune in and listen to our bodies, how it reacts to what we're doing. So let's take our feet hip distance apart. Bow forward, hook your big toes with your index finger, middle finger. So your palms should be facing each other. You're using your peace fingers, index finger, middle finger, to hold on between big toe, second toe. Now look up, lengthen, inhale. And exhale, bow forward. Now shoulders away from the ears. Maybe bend the elbows if your legs are straight. If your legs aren't straight, you're working on getting legs straight. Just work on getting legs straight. Your arms can be straight here. But the top of the head towards the mat. So if you have a tendency to keep the head up, that tells me you're trying to protect your low back. So you want to pull the belly in to protect the low back and let the top of the head go towards the floor. Now keep your hands there. Look up, lengthen, inhale, heart pose forward. Now slide your hands underneath your feet from in front. Step on your hands. Get your toes all the way to your wrist. Now look up, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, you go a little deeper. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. You should be looking between your legs. Inhale. And exhale. Now keep your hands there. Look up, lengthen. Bring your hands to your hips. Bend your knees. Come all the way up with a nice strong belly, flat back, all the way up to the top you come. Bring your feet together, arms down by your side, reset, chest up, buttercup, shoulders relaxed, tailbone down. Let's do triangle pose, straight leg triangle pose. So Ekam inhale, we step out to the right. Pretty wide stance. Turn your right toes out and reach out over the right leg and bring your hand to the inside of the knee or the shin, or reach down for the big toe. Stretch your left arm up, look up. Keep your left leg engaged. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, breathe out. You might be turning your head. Now, if you slept wrong or you got something going on in the neck and shoulders, you can always look down here. I always try to stress that because people will try to really crank that neck there even if it doesn't feel good. So if it doesn't feel good, don't do that. Let's bend the right knee, pull your belly in, inhale, come up. Straighten your right leg, turn your right toes forward. Turn your left toes out, take your triangle pose, left side, reach out. Little sassy hip with the right towards the back of your mat, and then you come out over to that left side straight leg triangle pose. Stretch your right arm up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Head back just a little bit, Marie, just your head back. Yes, yeah. Good. Now look down towards the left knee or left foot. Bend your left knee, strong belly, come up. That's going to be hopefully a little bit easier on your neck there. Hands on your hips, straighten your left leg, turn your left toes forward, and then turn your right toes out. Step your left foot out to the left a little bit for revolve triangle pose. So left arm reaches. Really reach with your left hand. Hand comes to the floor. Now lengthen your chest to the back of your mat and then open your chest to the right. Right arm reaches, revolve triangle pose. If you're at home, you have a block you can put there, a book, whatever, you can be creative, right? And then you want to lengthen the chest and then think about the bottom of the rib cage and make the rotation happen from the bottom of the rib cage. You want to get that length and then rotation. You breathe. Inhale, relax jaw, space between the teeth. Exhale. Let's pull the belly in. Inhale, we come up. We're going to take it to the front of your mat, left side. So pivot your feet. Step your right foot out to the right. Right arm reaches. Left hand on the hip. Reach out. Get that length. Perfect. Both legs stay straight. But you can soften the left knee if you need to. Now, lengthen the chest forward first and then rotate to the left. And then left arm reaches. Hand can be, yes, on the outside of the foot, inside of the foot, wherever you can get stability there. Breathe in. Breathe out. You want to work on stability, then flexibility. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Now pull belly in. Inhale, we come up. Open up to the right side of your mat. And then step up to the front of your mat, Samasthiti, feet together. Side angle posture. Pardvakonasana. So Ekam inhale, step out to the right, pretty wide stance. Most of us will have the ankles underneath the wrists. That's kind of like a guideline. It's not a set in stone. That's exactly where you want your feet. You might go a little wider, a little shorter, but that's kind of a guideline. Turn your right toes out. Bend your right knee. And then sit down. Good. Now keep energy in your left leg. Reach out over that right leg and place your forearm on your thigh or hand to the floor. You might go all the way to the hand to the floor right away. Sweep your left arm up by the left ear. Stay here. Take a bind if you like. Left arm behind you. Right arm underneath your right leg. Wherever you are, make sure you can breathe and that your chest can stay open. So the most common thing I see here, people closing off the chest because, man, they're just, I am going to get that bind. They think that's kind of like better or advanced or something. It really isn't. You want to be in a place where you can open that chest. It's an open twist, an open rotation. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull the belly in. Release the bind. Inhale, come up. Straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes forward, left toes out. Bend your left knee and sink down. Stretch out over that left thigh, forearm to thigh or hand to the floor. And hand to the floor on the inside or the outside of the foot. Again, you could have a block there, sweeping right arm up. You might stay right here. You're reaching through the right fingertips and out the outside edge of your right foot. This is challenging, staying right here. Or wrap your right arm behind you, left arm underneath the left thigh. Take your bind. Breathe in. Make sure jaw's relaxed. Breathe out. 2 things people do. Hold their breath. Clench their teeth. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. Pull belly in. Inhale, come up. Hands on the hips. Turn your left toes forward. Turn and face the back of your mat again for prayer twist. So really flexible people in the hips can keep the back heel down. The rest of us need to lift that back heel up. So we come into like a crescent lunge position. So bend the right knee. Good. Now you can stay upright and just rotate here, or bring your prayer hands together and get that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Now, a little hack here is to use your right hand to push that right knee over to really get deep into that bind, and then bring the prayer hands. You can bring prayer hands before you come into it, great. But if you need to use that little hack, you can. Press down with your right hand. You're thinking again about opening the chest and rolling open. Twist are so good for you. Rotation, so good for you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's pull the belly in. Inhale, come up. Pivot. Take it to the left. So you might lift that back heel again. You might keep the back heel down. And then maybe you use the hack. Use your left hand to push that left knee in to really get that deep bind with the right elbow. Press down. Eventually thumbs to the heart center. Maybe turning the head, looking up. Breathe in. Energy in that back leg, regardless if you have the heel down or up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Pull the belly in. Inhale, we come up. Open up to the right. Then we step up to the front of your mat. Samastitihi. Wide leg forward fold. We're actually going to do all 4 of them today. Yay! Okay, so we'll do it traditional, Ashtanga traditional style. So Ekam inhale, arm, step out to the right, arms out. Good. Hands on the hips. And look up, lengthen. Trini exhale, bow forward, bring your hands to the floor. Hands to the floor, you can walk your hands forward, you can walk your hands behind you. So just this first one, remember we have 4, right? So maybe you don't go as deep. Maybe you just kind of work your breath here, make it somewhat less challenging. Breathe in. Going upside down. Breathe out. Inversion. So good for us. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your hands back to your hips. Bend your knees a little bit. Squeeze your elbows toward one another. Push from your hips to your heels. Come all the way up. Then we ekam, inhale, arms out. Dway, exhale, hands on the hips. Now this time the hands stay on the hips the entire time. So we squeeze the elbows toward one another. Lead with the chest. We're going to keep the hands on the hips throughout the entire posture and bow forward. Just keep squeezing your elbows toward one another. Shift your weight forward. Breathe in. Prasarita Padottanasana B. Breathe out. Breathe in. Keep squeezing elbows toward one another. Breathe out. Maybe shift the weight forward. Good. Chatwari, inhale, maybe bend the knees, come all the way up. Good. Ekam, inhale, arms out for C. Dway, exhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Arch, open here, look up, lengthen. And Trini, exhale, you bow forward, hands away from the low back as much as you can. Maybe hands touch the floor one day over the head. If you take your legs wide enough and you shift the weight forward, and of course your shoulders have to be open to do that. Breathe in. Breathe out. And every time I say that in class that the hands will touch, I have people like literally come out of the pose and look around to see, really? Does anyone do that? Like, yeah, there are a couple of people out there. We just don't invite them to class very often. So bend your knees, inhale, slowly come back up. That's not true. We do. And then hands back to the hips. Last one. So Ekam, inhale, arch back, look up. Dway, exhale, bow forward. Hook your big toes. Actually, that should have been Trini. And then hook your big toes, look up, lengthen, inhale. And exhale, you bow. Shift the weight forward a little bit. So if you want, you can hold on to the outside of the feet. Traditional Ashtanga, something very awesome about their big toes. They like to hold the big toes. But, I know that grip is not for everyone. So you can hold on to the outside of the feet or the heels. Breathe in. You can also have your hands back on the floor. If you have really tight hamstrings, don't worry about it. Have your hands on the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep your hands where they are. Just look up, lengthen, inhale. Bring your hands to your hips. Bend your knees a little bit. And come on up. Step your feet together. Samastitihi. So chest up, shoulders relaxed. Belly in, tailbone down. Let's Ekam, inhale, step out to the right again. Open up. Then turn and face the back of your mat for prayer behind the back. So step your left foot out to the left, probably a little bit, like a warrior one stance, but both legs will stay straight. Bring your hands behind your back. Backs of the hands together. Try to get them as high as you can, and then flip so that maybe your palms come together. And you are trying to get that left hip forward. And then exhale, lead with your chest. Come out. Keep your elbows lifted. Think about your chin touching your shin. Breathe in. Breathe out. Make a connection with the mound of your right big toe. And if you want, you could add to it by just isometrically trying to pull, to kind of scissor the thighs toward one another or the knees toward one another. It's going to help square up your hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's pull the belly in. You can soften that right knee if you need. Inhale, come up. Pivot to face the front of your mat. Take it to the left side. Readjust your hands if you need to. Maybe arch back, look up. I think it feels good. Exhale, bow forward. Some Ashtanga teachers will cringe by the arch back and look up. But it feels good. It gets you some length. Stretching chin forward. Breathe in. Keep pressing into that right heel. Breathe out. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Inhale. Really go for it. And exhale. Now maybe soften left knee. Inhale, strong belly. You come up. Good. Step your right foot forward. Release your arms. Samastitihi. Balance. So let's do some toe yoga. I think we only have one other video with toe yoga in it. So one of my fave things is toe yoga. This is your party trick. So when we all get back to partying, don't try to do crow pose or stand on your head for your party trick. Just do toe yoga. It's safe. And there's lots of benefits to it. All right, so here we go. So you're going to lift your right big toe and keep your other 4 toes down, particularly that second toe. It wants to lift up. Some of you will find this really challenging. Some of you will be trying to do it with your fingers. And then take your big toe down and lift your other 4 toes up. You should be able to do both of those. And then squeeze, release the toes, and then switch it out. Left big toe presses down or lifts up, doesn't matter which way you do it first. And then switch it out. Big toe lifts, other 4 toes down. Keep your second toe down. Yeah, nice, yeah. All right, and then feet together, samastitihi, squeeze, release, yeah. Okay, left hand on the hip, right hand on the knee, or the big toe. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Hand the big toe, maybe straight leg, maybe stay here. Beautiful thing. Good. Tune in to your breath. Tune in to your body. Don't try to be stick straight. Let a little bit of a sway happen. let your foot respond. Take it out to the right, turn your head to the left. Chest is lifted, shoulders relaxed. Jaw relaxed. Breathe in, steady. Breathe out. Steady. One more. Inhale. Nice. Exhale, bring it back to center. Now full body to leg, and then release hands to hips. Keep your leg up there, point your foot. Yes, keep your left inner thigh going back. Lift your right leg even higher. Relax. Yeah. So I threw that full body to leg in on you guys there because I don't typically do that because most people don't have the big toe. But traditionally when you come back around, then it's full body to leg here and then release here. Yeah. So we haven't done that yet. So, okay, that's all right. I know. That's all right. Tuning the teacher out. But that's, yeah, it's honestly, right? All right. So right hand to the hip. I used to teach it that way all the time because that is traditionally how you teach it, but most people don't have the big toe. So left hand to the left knee. And then maybe left big toe, maybe leg is straight. Settle your breath. Tune in. So left leg straight if you can. Left shoulder pulls back. Keep right inner thigh going back. Tune into your breath. Chest is lifted. Take it out to the left. Turn your head to the right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, tune in. Let your breath be your guide. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now bring it back to center. Now full body to leg. So bow down and try to get your forehead to your knee or your nose to your knee. Yes. And then come back up, hands to the hips. Keep your left leg up there. Point your leg. I know, right? Oh. Yes. Keep your left inner thigh back or right inner thigh back. Good. Release. Relax. Yeah. Shake it out. All right. So here's the thing, y'all, to remember about yoga. So just like that right there. You know, it's kind of like there's never a arrival. You never arrive. You never get to the destination, right? It's just kind of like, oh, you can do that? Okay, well, then let's do this. Oh, you can do that? Okay, well, let's do this. So don't be in a hurry to get some of the more challenging postures, because there's always going to be something else that you're going to work on. So right leg into half lotus. This is a perfect example. So never force your right leg into half lotus. You know, if you need to do tree pose here, if you have a knee injury, maybe tree pose here. Maybe even keep the toe down and the ankle, the heel to the ankle right here. That's perfect. But if you can, right leg into half lotus. Wrap your right arm behind you. You're trying to go for the big toe. Most of us will not be able to get the big toe around the back. So you just hold on to the inside of your left elbow and you stay upright. If you're close to getting the big toe or you have the big toe, bow forward, place your left hand on the floor. You have to release the elbow to do that. Good. Now, if you don't have the toe here and you have both hands down, you can try again, because sometimes it's easier once you fold forward to get the big toe around the back with your right hand. And then eventually you're lining up your left hand to the outside of your left foot, palm is flat. Eventually. Tight hamstrings will be challenging here. Top of the head towards the mat eventually. Breathe. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Now, inhale, look up, lengthen here. Exhale, pause. Nice and slow, you inhale, come up. Nice, and release. Let's do second side. Left leg half lotus. This side might be different. Maybe you're doing a different option here because of a knee injury or tight or more loose hip. Depends. So half lotus, tree pose, all works. Left arm wraps behind. Maybe you try to get the left big toe. Maybe you just get the inside of the right elbow. Maybe you just wrap the arm behind. Maybe you can't get the elbow either. That's okay too. Exhale, bow forward if you can. Good. Now, either both hands came to the floor or just the right hand. If both hands came to the floor, you can stay there or bring that left arm behind. try to find the left big toe. I'm not sure if I said the right arm. You're bringing your left arm behind. I may have said the right arm. I'm not sure what I said. But it should be left arm behind, right hand down. Let's inhale, look up, lengthen. Now pause for the exhale. Take your time here. Inhale, come up. And release the left leg. Let's celebrate. About 3/4 of the way up on the mat, feet together, toes and heels touch. Let's go. Inhale, sweep arms up, press palms, arch back, look up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Chatwadi, exhale, step or jump back, lower, chaturanga, dandasana. Yes, thank you. Inhale for cobra, up dog. Exhale for down dog. Right foot forward, back heel down, arms overhead, warrior one. Breathe. Energy in the left leg. Slight squeeze of the left butt cheek. You don't have to squeeze it so hard. You know, don't think, oh, a little is good, a lot must be better. Not necessarily in your yoga practice. Maybe rotate the ribs slightly to the right. Maybe take your head back. And then stretch your arms up and touch the ceiling. Yes, make yourself long and strong. Feel it in the legs. Bend the right knee more. Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. All right, straighten the right leg. Keep your arms there, but your head forward. Pivot. Right toes to the left, and then take it all the way to the back of your mat. Left side, warrior one. Bend that left knee. Adjust your feet if you need to. I always have to. Good. In a perfect world, everything would just line up automatically. That's not perfection, is not reality. Let's take that right hip forward. Squeeze right butt cheek a little bit. Maybe draw the chin down, take the head back. Stretch up. Ribs slightly rotate to the left. And if you're pushing right heel down, ribs to the left, you're going to feel a little bit more stretch in that right hip flexor. Let's open up to warrior two. Virabhadrasana B. Sink your hips down. Maybe open up your stance a little more. It's the last of the standing postures. So I want some energy in the legs. You have to root down to rise up. You have to lift the chest, but your shoulders are relaxed. And you feel this in every cell of your body. The strength, the confidence. Good. Bring your hands to your hips, straighten your left leg, turn your left toes forward, turn your right toes out, bend your right knee, sink down. Right, here you go. Stretch arms up. Good. Breathe. Look down the right middle finger. Left leg is engaged. Breathe. Deep inhale. Relax jaw and exhale. Relax toes. Deep inhale. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4. Let's take the hands down. Take your vinyasa. Step back. Nice standing series, y'all. That was gorgeous. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. If you could stay in down dog, maybe down dog's your resting pose, but maybe you take child's pose. Take a break. Sit back. Breathe. All right, we're going to sit up and swing your legs around to the front. And Dandasana, so staff pose. There, your legs are straight out in front of you. Flex your feet. Now, those of you at home that have tight hamstrings, like wicked tight hamstrings, take time to grab a blanket or a towel. Probably a towel would be better. Roll it up and put it underneath your knees. And then you're trying to press the backs of your knees down into that towel. That will be super helpful for those of you that have tight hamstrings. Sitting up nice and tall, hands by your hips. Lift your chest. And let's take Paschimottanasana. So we're lifting up out of the waist. Come out and grab your big toes. Look up, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, you go a little deeper. Shoulders away from the ears. Don't worry if you can't get your toes. If you have the towel underneath your knees, just sit up straight and press the backs of your knees into that towel. Deep inhale and exhale. Let's inhale, look up. Good. Slide your hands behind you for reverse plank purvottanasana. So maybe roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Set your arms straight there. Your fingertips are towards your toes. You can stay here and just lift your chest, or you come up, bend, not bend the knees, but lift your hips up and big toes down, hips up, head back. You can also do reverse table here. But if you feel like your butt's really sagging here, it probably is. It's probably not going to feel good on your low back. You have to have the ability to really lift your hips high and slowly relax hips down. Good. Bring your arms out. Show me your yoga guns from all those chaturanga dandasanas. Curl your wrist in. Keep the wrist curled in, the hands curled in, and then open up, straighten the arms. So if you come out and let the wrist go, you're not going to get that big stretch. So bend, elbows again, yoga guns, and then we take it out. Oh, so good on the wrist. Then just kind of roll them out. All right, Janu Shirshasana. Your left leg long, your right knee bends. The knee is on the floor. The sole of your right foot is on the inside of your thigh. Now, you can kind of lift up and roll that inner thigh. Do a little inner spiral there of that left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Come out over that left leg. Grab the left foot. Maybe just the shin. Look up, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, go a little deeper. Breathe. If you're super flexible, you can wrap and grab the wrist around the bottom of the foot. If you're really flexible, you have a block there. You can put the block at the bottom of your foot and hold on to the block. You can also put a block underneath your right knee if it's hanging way up in the air and it needs to relax on something, if it doesn't come all the way to the floor. Let's take it to the other side. Inhale, come up. Right leg bends, left knee, no. Right leg straightens, left knee bends. So again, you might lift up and do a little internal rotation. Sit up nice and tall, come out over that right leg. Maybe just grab the shin. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, come back up. All right, cross at the shins and bring your hands forward a little bit, about mid-thigh, and lift yourself up and push yourself over and take a vinyasa. So lift up, maybe jump the feet back or step the feet back. Shift the weight forward, lower. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Good. So yeah, so God gives us all one pose, right, that we're really good at. And then the rest of them, yeah, mine either, yeah. So sometimes it's the jump through. It's not for me. Mine is Shavasana, so I claim that one. All right, let's look between the hands. Step or jump up, have a seat. Right, so I'm really good at Shavasana. Well, actually, Shavasana is really hard for some of us, myself included sometimes. Just laying there is kind of hard. All right, let's do Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of your feet together. Now, lots of options here. They're actually, like in the Ashtanga series, there's 4 different variations of this. So you can hold on to the outside of the feet. You can pull the heels in really close to the groin area. You can take them away from you a little bit. You can bow forward. You can sit up straight. You can come forward with a rounded spine, or you can come forward with a straight spine. So check it out. We're only doing one. And maybe you just sit up. Maybe you're just sitting up straight because your hips are wicked tight and you're trying to just breathe and relax the knees towards the floor. And then let's sit up and we'll do boat pose. So bring your knees together. Actually have your feet, knees about hip distance apart if you want. You can start with them together if you like. Sit up, stretch your arms forward, maybe stay right here. If you want, lift your legs. And if you want, straighten your legs. Now make sure whatever option, whatever plan you make, You can still breathe. So always have a plan B if you need to. Good. Cross at the shins, lift yourself up, take it over, take it back. Nice. Lower halfway, good. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Just push back to down dog if you're tired at this point. Good. Let's look between the hands. Step or jump your feet forward and lie down on your back. Lie down. Yep. It's all about the angle, right? All right. Bridge pose. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to do something else before bridge pose. I want to do. What time? How much time do we have? Okay. Because I again didn't look at my clock to see what time we started. Because you know, I could go on for a 3-hour yoga class. If anyone's up for that, we could do that. So, I could just keep going. It's good stuff. All right, let's reach down and try to grab your right big toe. Now, if you can't get the big toe, it's okay. You can hold on to the back of the thigh if you need to. If you're at home and you have a strap, a necktie, a towel, something, you can do that. Go ahead and straighten the right leg. Place your left hand on your left thigh. Flex your left foot. Stretch your right heel towards the ceiling, like a lot. Like that's the focus, is the heel towards the ceiling. Now keep pressing your left thigh bone down. Take your right leg out to the right. Now, some of us will be able to turn the heel up towards the ceiling and the toe towards the floor. And if you want to turn your head and look to the left, you can. So this is just a different variation of the standing head to, or a hand to big toe, right? Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana that we did standing. Most yoga poses, they're the same pose, just change the shape or change the position of the body. So let's bring it back to center. Good. Now try to bring nose to knee. So lift up. Keep pressing left thigh bone down. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Slowly release head and shoulders down. Slowly release that right leg down. Good. Let's do left side. So right side is a lot longer than left side right now. So let's do left side. So left leg comes up and hold on to your big toe. Right hand to the thigh. Press down. So right here, your focus is the heel pressing. You're trying to get a big stretch in the back of the calf. You could be feeling it more in the hamstring, but that's okay. Most of you will feel it in the calf muscle and Achilles. Stretching that heel. Now pressing your right thigh bone down with your right hand. Keep that right hip down. Flex your right foot. Make it right leg active, just like you're standing on the floor, and take your left leg out to the left. Turn your head to the right. Breathe. Deep inhale and exhale. Pull belly in, bring your leg back to center, lift your head and shoulders up, go for it, nose to knee, body to leg, lift up, keep pressing right thigh bone down like you're standing on the floor there, and then slowly relax the head and shoulders down, relax that left leg down. Very good. Now bridge pose. Bend your knees and tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Have your feet somewhat not close touching, but just closer than hip distance, maybe in between touching and hip distance. And then lift your hips up. Good. Now press into your right heel and try to lift your right hip a little higher than the left hip. And then press into the left heel and try to get that left hip a little higher than the right hip. Don't let your hips drop down to do this. Just keep them up there, and it might be even very subtle. Go back and forth between right and left. You might even line up that SI joint, the sacrum, if it's out a little bit. You might even get a little adjustment there. I do sometimes. Feels good. And then slowly come down. Relax your legs however you wish. So maybe straight legs, maybe bent knees, whatever works. Tune in to the breath. second bridge pose. We're going to do 2 more back bends. So second bridge pose, bend your knees, have your feet about hip distance apart. Lift your hips. Interlace your hands underneath your hips. Try to pull your arms straight. Some of you will have to have bent elbows. That's okay, but you're trying to squeeze the shoulder blades underneath you and get the arms as straight as you can. Try to pull the hands down towards the mat and your knuckles towards your feet. Yes. Slowly release hips down. Relax your legs however you wish. Third and final back bend. So you can come up and come onto your knees and do camel pose if you're familiar with that posture. You could do a bound bridge pose, which is what Marie is about ready to do. You could do Urdhva Dhanurasana, full wheel pose with your hands in line with your ears, but don't bring them close to your ears. Have some space. So full wheel pose, back bend, Urdhva Dhanurasana, bridge pose, camel pose, bow pose. You can roll over into your belly, do bow pose, and ready, set, go. Do your variation of your back bend, your back strengthener, heart opener. That's what you want to be thinking. Lifting the chest and opening the chest, the front of the body wide open. Slowly come down. Good. Relax your legs however you wish. And then let's do an inversion. Headstand, no kicking at the wall. Shoulders stand, legs up the wall. You could also do Halasana plow pose. Any variation of an inversion. For 3 minutes. If you want to start with headstand and do that for about a minute and then come out of it, take a little child's pose and then come back up and do shoulder stand or legs up the wall. Legs up the wall or shoulder stand at the wall is amazing. And we actually did a video on it, but we had a little technical difficulty. It's evolving, y'all. We have to evolve, and I don't like it. I've went against this whole technology taping, videotaping classes. This new way that we have to do things right now, temporarily. But, we grow through change. And we don't like change sometimes, but we grow through change. We evolve. And there's the saying that usually the pose that you don't like to do, that's the pose that you need. Because that's the pose that's probably going to have the biggest change for you, the biggest shift. And I think we definitely are all evolving and we're all going to come out better. Might not seem like it now, but I believe that. Can you imagine if everything stayed the same? Like literally the same. How boring would that be? We'll come out of our inversion. So if you're in headstand, you'll take a little child's pose. If you're in shoulder stand, you'll slowly bend the knees and bring your hips down. If you're in legs up the wall, you'll bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat. If you're at home and you went in legs up the wall with a prop, lift your hips up and slide your prop out. And then let's set up for fish pose, Matsyasana. So you can have there's lots of variations of Matsyasana, just like there are lots of variations of the other postures. But the basic one is your legs are straight, your feet are pointed, You sit up halfway on your forearms and elbows, hands underneath your butt with palms up or palms down. You lift your chest and you shift the weight back a little bit, and you take the top of the head towards the mat or a block or a pillow. If you want, you can do that variation with the legs straight and just lift your legs and have your arms over your chest with palms together. There's also the one where you have your legs in full lotus. And it has to be an easy full lotus, y'all. If you don't have an easy full lotus, you're not doing full lotus. Full lotus is not the end-all be-all of yoga. Use your neck muscles to lift your head up, slide your elbows out from underneath you. Good. And we're actually going to come up and take one more vinyasa. So just come up and over, just one last vinyasa. Nice and slow. Lower yourself, nice and slow. Have that strength. It feels good to do it at the very end here. Take it back, downward facing dog, nice and slow. Stretch up, and then take your feet forward and lie down on your back. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Let your knees fall open, feet fall open. Maybe tuck your chin a little bit, not too much. Have some space between the teeth. Inhale and exhale. Tune in. Relax between your eyebrows. Bring awareness to the breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale this time, relax the shoulders, exhale a little bit more. There's always more to let go in the shoulders. We really do try to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. We try to control things that we can't control. And that's usually the source of our stress. So at least for a couple of breaths, you can let that go. And then bringing movement back into your body any way that you choose. Maybe trying to move small parts first, fingers, toes, hands, and feet. Maybe turn your head or tilt your head. And then we'll stretch arms overhead. Maybe turn your palms away from you and really make yourself nice and long feeling. I call this the good morning stretch. I don't know why, it just feels like you're just like waking up, yes, good morning, you know, kind of thing. And then bend your knees and roll to your right or your left in this side lying child's pose. So we come into Shavasana, that represents the end of a cycle. Death pose, corpse pose, dead body pose, whatever you want to call it. It represents the end of the cycle. And then we go to the sideline child's pose. That represents new beginnings. So no matter who you are, where you came from, we all were in the womb at this sometime in this position, this fetal position, representing new beginning, rebirth, if you will. Let's push into the hands, come up to seated. Yoga reminds us that every day, every minute of every day is an opportunity for a new beginning. If we just tune in and listen to our bodies, let's inhale, sweep arms up, press palms together, look up. Exhale, thumbs to the heart center, relax your shoulders, bow your head. I love y'all. Namaste. Thank you for joining us.